Start your engine!
The secret side of me, I never let you see. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. So stay away from me, the beast is ugly. I feel the rage and I just can't hold it. It's scratching on the walls, in the closet, in the halls. It comes awake and I can't control it. Hiding under the bed, in my body, in my head. Why won't somebody come and save me from this? Make it in. It's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become. The nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. It's hiding in the dark. Its teeth are razor sharp. There's no escape for me. It wants my soul. It wants my heart. No one can hear me scream. Maybe it's just a dream. Like a monster. I hate what I've become. The nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel it deep within. It's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I gotta lose control. It's something radical. I must confess that I feel like a monster.
White flag waves. Come on, Dino, bring it home. Dino can hear him yelling. He sees the checkered flag waving. He gets it done.
Works his way off turn number 4. Down here across the stripe. Jack hit. We'll get your win.
Clevenger wins at the Lanier National Speedway. Checkered flag wave. Give it to Putt Putt.
Final lap. Here we go. Drag race down the backstretch. Who's it going to be? They're so tight coming here off the lead. And it's going to be, holy crap, it's going to be Chris Thompson. Dean Reynolds down here through 3 and 4. Coming up off, looking good and clean. He will get the win here at Lernerville. Patrick Spangler working off a 4. He will get your win here tonight at Lanier. That 280 and Jeff Sharp trying to close in on the 72.
Get there, checkered flag wave. William Watson holds on.
Yo, 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 tune in, don't miss Shaggy TV, hit him with the twist. Gang on deck, let's pick up the pace. Remote in hand, it's a cartoon race. Where are you, Shaggy TV? Catch the vibes, come roll with me. Jinkies, yeah, it's action-packed. Scooby snacks and a mystery crack. Flip the channel, hit the screen. Velma's got the clues, keep it clean. Fred in the whip, Daphne looking mean. Shaggy on the snacks, munching every scene. Zoinks, got ghosts in the room. Monsters lurk, smell the cartoon fumes. Fog thicker than my uncle's perfume. Solve it quick, then straight to the tune. Where are you, Shaggy TV? Catch the vibes, come roll with me. Jinkies, yeah, it's action-packed. Scooby snacks and a mystery crack. Spooky vibes with the laugh on top. Masked villains, every case non-stop. Trapdoor falls, but the plan don't flop. Cue the laugh track, tick tock, tick tock.
We are live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV, and I'm ready to bring you a little bit of Monday Night Madness here at the Knoxville Raceway, home of the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame. Can't really see it in this view here. Do I have a good view? Kind of. You can see the Brian Clausen suite up there. You can see Brian Clausen. It's, to be honest, I don't know if that's the top of that or if it's then right to the right. from this view, but I do know this place is, man, probably the mecca of sprint car racing. It pains me a little bit to say that as a Pennsylvanian. You know, I'd love to say that place is here. But while we do have a lot of sprint car racing, a lot of dang good sprint car racing, pretty much the hotbed of 410 action, I would say. California, too, a little bit. I mean, you know, I'll give credit where credit's due, but this is the place where every driver, you know, you grew up as I don't care what you are, you're anything on dirt, you want to win a race here at Knoxville. I mean, this place, it's special. It's that place where, you know, not many people can say they've won a race here. I mean, I guess weekly action. No, not that I'm going to, you know, spit on that at all here, but I guess I am a little bit, you know, we're obviously talking about Knoxville Nationals, going out there, winning a big time event or winning an Outlaw show. If you're a local guy who wins the Outlaw show, that's something, you know, but sprint car racing, I mean, you go out there, you want to win the big one. That's one of the ones you're hunting for here, Eldora. I would think Williams Grove may be big to some other people. To me, it maybe doesn't have the pizzazz it should being around here, but hey, checkered flags waving on warm-ups, and it's time to go qualifying here for your Gears Unlimited 358 Modifieds. Let's see who pulls out on the racetrack first. Gets a little darker here. Lights go down. Let's see, Harold Klump looks like. Yep, looking like Harold Klump. So, see how many cars we have in the field here after get a few laps in. But before we do, let's watch this 35 machine. Harold Klump gonna set the bar here in qualifying. Your Gears Unlimited 358 Modifieds. Harold Klump wrapping that inside. Looks good. Through 1 and 2. Let's see if he can back it up here through 3 and 4. The 35. Cracking the loud pedal here. What's it gonna be? Harold Klump crosses the line. He had purple, but that went away because the missile, Mike Stryker, jumped him. Now Ryland Banks takes the top spot. Ryland in the 76 gets bumped back 1 spot. Dean Reynolds unseats the man. We'll watch Ryland roll, though. Off of 4 here for the final time is Bachman, your quick time. Reynolds coming across the line. Does he improve? No, he doesn't. Yellow. Bachman, right now, 0.3 of a second faster. Or no, excuse me, that's 2.3. I was looking at Dino's last lap. Still, both times sub 19. He ran an 18.94 that time. Bachman did. Tidbit slower. Mike Bachman. We're going to combine the two. Mike Brewer coming across the line, P2. Was P2. The Stars and Bars, Brian Dickens. He shoved his foot in the door here. He jumps up to P2. Derek Bond, final time around. First lap, P11 out of 19. Clay Christopherson not going to qualify, and Bond not going to be able to finish that lap as we run out of time. Bachman, Dickens, Brewer, Reynolds, and Vitale. Your top 5 as we get set for your first of 2 heat races. For your Gears Unlimited 358 Modified. Starting lineup for heat race number 1. Looks a little something like this. Row 5 to the top shelf. The 051 of Putt Clay Christopherson to the inside. The 883 of Bud Molyneux. Row 4 to the high side. The 207 of Terry Walters to the inside. The 06 of Scott Thomason. Row 3 to the high side. The 01 of Derek Bond to the inside. The 17 of Shane Billings. Row 2 to the high side, the 007 of the Samaconda. Sam Bachman to the inside, the 390 of Mike Brewer. Row 1 for heat race number 1 to the outside, the 213 of Michael Vitale, and starting on the pole, the 99 of Glenn Sharp. All right, I think we got everything ready to go here. Should do 2 laps around, though, I think. Knoxville, not one of the tracks, I don't believe, where it's a 1-lapper. In fact, I don't think we really have any 1-lappers left on dirt. Which is good, I think. Gives me a little time to... But Knoxville is the best. Gives me a lot of time. So my wife checks the AC. I'm going to tell her everything is off. Turn on the AC then. She said she's hot. Just shut that window. I'll get this one then. As we head down the backstretch. No, seriously, if this will make everyone laugh, I'm a big guy. I'm going to start to sweat. I was feeling the same way. My wife saving the day. Turning on the AC. The Steve King Foundation pace car pulls off. We take a look to that Iowa sky. The green flag is high. Let's watch some dirt fly. 8 laps to play. Heat race number 1 is underway. Side-by-side battle there for second going into 3. That's Glenn Sharp on the bottom. Bachman upstairs. Contact. Bachman muscled up the hill. He's going to lose 1. Brewer goes on by. Shane Billings trying to slim down on the inside. Slim Shaney working it. That 17 machine looking mean on the inside. Little contact between him and the 007, but nothing Shane could do there. Had to crack that loud pedal and go for it. Speaking of going for it, that is exactly what Mike Brewer's doing here for the point. Side-by-side battle for the lead. We're only 2 laps in, 6 left for the 39 to try to steal this thing and win. Side-by-side battle there for third as well. You see Shane trying to work that 17 around the 99. Battle once again up front. Brewer working the inside. Battles all over the racetrack here at Knoxville, trying to get it all, man. But boy, oh boy, these front 2, even though they're battling this hard, they're walking away from those 3 behind them. Brewer on the bottom. He leads at the stripe. Cross flags, 4 to play. The 39 slides it up. Vitale trying to work back underneath. Can't do it. Right under the deck lid there of the 39. If you're Brewer, what do you do here? How do you play defense? You got 3 laps to go, and you got the 213 breathing down your neck. You can see Vitale trying to diamond here off at 2, work to the inside, but just can't do it, man. And Brewer on the rails here in his entry to 3, not messing around. Either is Clay Christopherson, started 10th, up to 5th. Putt-putt. Doing what he does, sneaking by, man. He always has some qualifying issue. Nobody ever knows what it is. It's a myth that none of us will ever be able to, or a mystery, I should say, that none of us will ever be able to solve. But the mystery of who's going to win heat race number 1, Brewer wrapped that up about 2 laps ago when he cracked the whip here on the number 390 horse. He is gone into 3. Off of turn number 4 for the final time. Checkered flag set to wave. Mike Brewer wins heat race number 1. Vitale, Billings, and Bachman coming home 1 through 4. Christopherson almost edges him out. But it's going to be Putt-Putt, Sharp, Molyneux, Thomason, Bond, and Walters going into the B main if we did have a B main. But we indeed do not have a B main tonight, as we're under 24, so wasn't really thinking there. Everybody making the show. That was basically whatever spot your driver finished in there, trying to say. That is what row they're going to start in on the feature, just in the inside. This will be the same. So if you win this, you're going to start row 1 outside row number 2. Outside row 1, obviously, and then so on and so forth all the way back. But let's take a look at the starting lineup for your Gears Unlimited 358 Modified Heat Race number 2. Rounding out the field, the 88 of Dan McLaren. Row 4 to the top shelf, the 066 of Mike Weeda to the inside. The Brewerton Beast and the 513, Jeff Barker. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 35 of Harold Klump to the inside, the 099 of Billy Roberts. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 122, the Stars and Bars of Brian Dickens to the inside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. And I just realized Ryland Banks, a no-call, no-show here, so he was supposed to start on the outside of row 1. Move the outside rows up a lane, so Brian Dickens actually outside front row. And Mike Stryker going to start on the pole in the 015. This field rolls into turn 3 for the final time. Green flag set to wave here at the Knoxville Raceway. I see Butters out there. What's going on, Butters? Green flag waves. Heat race number 2 is underway. Oh, a little bit of contact there between Dino and I believe that was Billy Roberts. It's going to allow those front 2 to walk away a little bit. Dino going to have to go to work. Brian Dickens going from P4 to P1. Get it done, son. 1 lap. That's how you do it. Brian Dickens on the move. Harold Klump has got some company behind him. Dan McLaren, he started P9, already up the 4th after the scrum there. Through 1 and 2, he was able to capitalize the most, but now he's got Dino rapping on the back door here, that pink and black 79. Looking damn good on the high side, and he is having a fun time upstairs. It's just not there in 3 and 4, and he's going to watch Dano shut the door here into 1 and 2. Dino says, no, I'll put the boots on. I'll strap them up. I'll go up a little higher. Let's do this thing. Do-si-do. Here we go. Side by side. Dino says, not this time. Not going to run me up the hill. Dino moving himself back inside the top 4 with 4 to go. First, second. I clicked the wrong thing. There we go. There's second, third, fourth. Had a bit of a hiccup there. You can see the closest battles on the racetrack here. I mean, you're looking at 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Robert's not close enough to really get a taste of this thing yet. Still 3 laps to go. May be able to get there, but it's going to be a stretch. I just don't know. What isn't a stretch is this man's going to win heat race number 2 as long as he keeps this thing on all 4s here. Brian Dickens feeling himself here tonight at Iowa. Or in Iowa, I should say, is the Missile. Comfortably in P2, Harold Klump. He's got a little bit of company here coming to the white flag. Dino knocking on the inside here, seeing if there's any rooms available downstairs. Dino in that 79, close to making contact, but Dino may have had to burp out of the throttle as Brian Dickens comes off at turn 4 for the final time. He sees the checkered flag wave. Brian Dickens wins heat race number 2 for your Gears Unlimited 358 Modified. Stryker, Klump, Reynolds, your top 4. McLaren, Weeda, Roberts, Barker, and Banks round out the field. Stick around on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, where it's almost time to go play here at the Knoxville Raceway for 30 laps. And your Gears Unlimited 358 modifieds. Let's get ready to take a look at tonight's starting lineup. The green flag is high. We've got 30 laps to watch some dirt fly as the green flag waves. Your A main is underway. Oh, not much of a battle for the lead, but it's heating up there behind. 35 of Harold Klump clips the outside wall, and boy, oh, never mind, we did have battle for the lead. A big battle for the lead. Contact. And man, oh man. Shame on me for looking at the battle on the racetrack. I can't believe that. Clearly contact between Brewer and Dickens. Brewer may have drove it in a little too deep, got to the back of that man, Brian Dickens, who was way off the pace. We'll have to go back and look at that here when we get a chance, but right now, I'm not falling for it again here. Not going to peek away here from the racing action towards the front. As you see Brewer trying to work back underneath. Fireworks show continues here. Glad I'm not paying that bill. As Billy Roberts so far up 6 spots here. He took advantage of the early mayhem. Started P12 up to 6th. Roberts looking to get a whole lot more here. The problem is racetrack may be shifting to that outside. And then, of course, as soon as I say that, you see Brewer there walking the twine and the fine line down on the inside. Boy, oh boy, I mean, that is unbelievable. Oh, Slim Shaney trying to send it in there. Billy looking on the inside here. He's going to do it deep one more time. No, likes the bottom. So did Brewer off of 3 and 4. But I'll tell you what, Mike Stryker, he likes this green flag run. He says, let it stay. I came here to play. He's up front, 25 left to go, 5 in the books. Oh, Harold Klump throws the slide job. Dino pays the ultimate price. Now he's stuck on the outside, 3 wide one more time. Is Bachman able to work by the 99 of Billy Roberts, but Dino says, nope, no way. I got to get back to that 35 here. Got a target on him right now. You can see that 39 of Brewer. He's working the inside. He may be able to get a run and work himself by that 35 this time. Maybe returning the favor for Dino. Short slide job. The 35 cuts back underneath. Brewer says, nope, not going to slide me into here. Slams the door shut. See the strut. Mike Guido on the outside. Soupy Dan McLaren back there in the 88. He's rolling that top shelf. Gotta go where that guy in front of you is, and as the Brewer 10-piece goes up and over Red Rover. Into turn 1 here at the Knoxville Raceway. Let's see what happened to the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. As Jeff wanted to stick it, Billy kind of shut the door right as Jeff got there, and hindsight, Jeff's going to know, hey, I probably, should have backed out of that, but he felt so good, I guarantee it. With that run on the outside, you just didn't want to give that up. And let's see. Don't think I forgot about this. So let's go find what happened here. This is the green flag. We know it happened in 3 and 4. So we'll stick on these guys here. See, hopefully the fireworks don't block the view here into 3 and 4. And Brewer, he drove it in deep. He probably just didn't know that Dickens was going to come down, and that definitely isn't Brewer. I kind of painted that to be way more on Brewer than it was. I mean, definitely it's maybe 60-40 blame Brewer, or maybe even 50-50, maybe half deal. I mean, he left the door way open, and Brewer stuck it down there. He didn't drive up through him, They just met down there where his nose was, and, well, sometimes that's the way it goes in racing. Can't always have it your way. So we got Megan out there watching. Got the Goose out here. Hopefully the Goose... Chad, you better make the race. I saw you barely miss the grid last week, I think. I'm sure that's why you're tuning in. Oh, we got Isaac out here. Even hanging out. I don't know how I feel about Isaac anymore, though, because he was rooting against the Penguins with Trevor, you know, and then that hurt. That hurt. It did. It did, Isaac. Just don't know about you anymore. You know, anybody who would root for that side of my state, I got to doubt you a little bit as the green flag waves. We are back underway. Brewer working right back up to P2 with a great restart. That's what he needed to do down there on the bottom. Take advantage of that track position. As you see 3 wide here behind Dino. Says, Harold, remember me. We had contact a little bit ago. I'm right back here. You better think about what you do here. Dino says, well, I'm going to give you 14 car lengths to the inside of the 79 of me. Oh, we got a pass for the lead, too. Brewer stole it there coming off at 2. Now seals the deal through 3 and 4. Crack the whip, buddy. Mike Brewer leads the way at the Knoxville Raceway. Billings and Vitale, a little bit of contact there. That was for 4th. Vitale now got to defend from the Hornets' nest behind him. Putt working the bottom. Dino coming in that pink and black 79. Oh, man. Clump was shoved there in the middle. Putt got to pull the reins. He almost gets into his teammate there. We got a battle for P2. Bachman rolling the inside here. Thin line down there, but he's able to make it work as Dino gets a shot from Dan McLaren. We're racking him up. We're stacking him up. Harold Clump down, clips the inside wall. We stay green. Somehow, some way we stay green as we're not done making contact. Dickens and Glenn Sharp. Sharp gets the worst of it in that 99 machine. How Glenn was able to keep that thing straight, I don't know. Big save there from Glenn Sharp. Battle back on here for the bottom podium spot. Mike Stryker led in the early stage of the race here, but he has just been on the slip and slide these last couple laps. Can't get that top shelf to work like it had been, and you're seeing him just slowly fall down the totem pole. Here on the left side of your screen is Michael Vitale. Trying to hold off Clay Christopherson. That's for the final top 5 spot. He knows if Putt works on by, well, then he's going to have a teammate. Oh! There's Dino reeling them both in with that contact. Putt floating up the hill. He's going to let him know, hey, I'm down here. Dino, now he comes beating on the door. He says, we got to go, Clay, got to go. Not a lot of time, and Brewer's walking away with this thing. 13 to go. Bachman running P2, hanging out last time by. Brewer, though, 0.07 of a second quicker, and Billings slower than the front 2. So it seems like right now drivers in the top 3 kind of where they should be. If they want to mix anything up here, gonna need a caution flag to wave as Clay Christopherson throws the slide job there for 5th. Vitale gives him a little shot in the rear end coming off the corner. Putt able to hold on to it. Meanwhile, Dean Reynolds trying to find himself in the mirror way up high on the outside. Keeping the throttle pinned in that 79, and here he comes to the outside off a 2. Dean Reynolds. Oh, Michael Vitale clips the berm, kept him enough room there, left him that lane. I thought Vitale was going to slide up there and they'd make contact. Somehow they made it work. Brian Dickens trying to drive this thing back up through the field after starting on the front row. He had quite the start to his race. He slides up. Roberts going to look back underneath. Billy Roberts going to have it back at the line as we've got 9 laps to go here at the Knoxville Raceway from Mike Brewer in the 39. Coming to 8 now, this time by 4 miles left to play in the Knoxville Clay. Can anybody strap a boat anchor to that 390, slow him down? Or is Brewer going to walk this thing home into what's going to be one of his more dominant victories here in the Coast to Coast Racing League? Is looking at the lap time, still the quickest car on the racetrack. Actually, last time by Shane Billings, quickest car on the racetrack by a couple hundredths. But I don't know if he's going to make up that time. It's just so much of a gap. Now, I'm not sure what Brewer tried that last lap, but Brewer with a 19.83. That was one of his slowest laps of the race. Oh, yellow flag waves. That big old lead goes away, and now the 007 says it is time to play. He will be right on the deck lid of his teammate as we see Brian Dickens trying to throw that slide job. Bud Molyneux gets it on the left front, has to keep it up high. You see the full line of cars coming, and by that time, yellow flag going to wave. We'll line them up here and try it one more time. Can't remember how many laps we had to go. I think we'll have 5 to go. If I had to guess, maybe 6. Need to get these iRacing races linked up to my race pass. You know what I mean? I could just have my race pass open. Know what lap we're on. I don't know how we get it to register the transponders. And hey, you know, those tech guys, they'll figure it out. Mike Brewer, he's figured out how to dominate this middle stage of the race. Coming down in to that final third, though, because we're well into the final third. Green flag. Set to wave. We are back underway at the Knoxville Raceway, and Bachman got a pretty good restart there. Not close enough to make the move. You see the missile. He got a good restart there on the 17 of Billings, and he needed that. He's going to have those 2 teammates behind him ready to go to work. But Bachman, here he comes. 4 to go. 2 miles left to play here at the Knoxville Raceway. Can Sammy find a way to get around his teammate, or can Brewer hold on? Sammy was reeling him in there those last couple laps under the green flag run, but you never know. Was Brewer experimenting? Was he trying different parts of the racetrack just for this? Just in case his teammate caught him on a final sprint showdown. We're rolling into 3. Off of 4, we are coming to 1 mile left here at the Knoxville Raceway. A battle between 2 FTM teammates has been underway since the restart. Bachman, he's close, but he's just not close enough. It's going to take a mistake out of this man in the 390, Mike Brewer, as he's rolling off of 4. He sees the white flag, 1 lap to go. It's his show to lose. He just can't jump too far off the rails. He's got a gap to his teammate who he knows isn't going to try anything foolish. Final time into 3. Off of 4. We've got an FTM 1-2 at the Knoxville Raceway. Give the win to Mike Brewer. Sam Bachman coming home P2. Shane Billings. Mr. Slim Shaney rounding out the podium. Mike Stryker coming home P4 and Putt Putt rounds out the top 5. So let's see here. It's still maybe waiting for a car or two to finish. Oh, nope. There we go. As soon as I say it, it pops up as an option. But it was waiting around there for somebody to cross the line. As I read you your top 5 there, Dino, McLaren, Weeda, Roberts, and Vitali round out your top 10. And your final 9 drivers, Thomason, Sharp, Clump, Barker, Walters, Molyneux, Dickens, Bond, and Ryland Banks rounds out the field. We're going to go back to that real long green flag run just so I don't mess up and keep my jaws flapping here while we're just sitting on a still screen. And we'll go ahead and pull up this man, driver of the number 17, Shane Billings. Shane, boy, oh boy, man, it was one of those things where, you know, it's not always fun to just be stuck on that bottom step of the podium. But, man, your pace got you there, and then it just seemed like, you know, nobody as quick as you behind, but just not able to reel in those two in front of you, you know, stuck in that no man's land. But a P3, that's a great run, man. How are we feeling?
Yeah, I don't know what happened on the start there, but I started 5th, and coming out of turn 2, I ended up in like 10th or 12th. I don't know where I ended up, but I'm pretty happy coming back to P3.
Yeah, it seemed like, you know, I didn't catch it live. I actually went back and looked at it under that first caution. It looked like, you know, I don't know what you saw there, but it just looked like Brewer wanted to drive it in hard on the bottom. You know, he kept that line, but then there's a little bit of contact there in the middle. And, yeah, you and a couple other guys ultimately paid that price. And, well, you did get a little bit of contact. Did you get anything? Was the spotter yelling at you? Did you have any damage of any sort?
No, I think it was just bumper-to-bumper damage. From what I saw, it kind of looked like Dickens just slowed up a little bit and Brewer got into him, and I just hit the brakes, right? And people just went around me and ended up out of the top 10, I think. So I like the run we had. The bottom was working really well, as it usually does.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it seemed like it. Wow, that's no totally different car, but it's what I like to run this afternoon. I won the matinee race there in the sprint car, and yeah, it was definitely bottom the whole way around. Do you expect? Would you expect the same here if we had a big block? Maybe like if this were Thursday night per se. Do you think it would have stayed bottom prefer, or do you think with that extra power we would have been able to, you know, rip around that top shelf a little bit?
I think it would have been the same thing, either bottom or a slider. It's usually how it goes here.
Well, hey, man, at the end of the day, you know, you had to wade through the BS there in the beginning and race yourself back up on the podium. So that's a great run, man. Congratulations. Who you want to thank, brother?
Just Billings Motorsports, Vertex Graphics, Highside Productions, Grindstone Blends, Billy Roberts for allowing this race to be broadcasted. You as well, Shaggy, for what you do. The fans for tuning in. Love to see it. And that's about it.
Well, hey, man, hell of a run. Can't wait to talk to you again next week. Go get him, brother.
All right, thanks.
Shane Billings bringing home P3, and now we get to talk to the man who cracks the whip every time he comes in here, and I forget probably 45% of the time. As Sammy, man, I thought you maybe had that chance because right before the yellow flag came out, you know, I couldn't see both you guys on the screen at the same time. No offense. He was about a second up on you, but it seemed like You know, I mean, you had just reeled him in 2/10, then you got him 2.5 tenths. I mean, you'd shoot up almost a half a second in 2 laps. Was he experimenting a little bit in front of you? Is that what you saw? And I mean, did it give you any type of confidence when you did get the caution the next lap, you know, thinking, hey, I might be able to get this guy?
I mean, no, because I did tell him after I was catching him, I did tell him, I was like, you better get back up because I'm catching you quick or whatever. And then that caution came out. But I mean, Mike, he would have stays in that line or whatever, and 1 and 2 running that slider or whatever, and then that bottom of 3 and 4 kind of drifting up to the middle a little bit on exit. He was pretty quick there all night, and I don't think I would have even caught him if we didn't get a caution or whatever. But he was just running a tad bit faster than me and better, and he was just pulling away slowly. I was trying to hold on, but I couldn't.
Well, were you kicking yourself at all that you told him to move up the racetrack? And then the caution flag comes out. Was that a little kick in the you-know-what for you because you realized, hey, you gave away your hand, or were you okay still there running P2?
I mean, I was okay with running P2, especially with what I came through. I mean, almost got taken out right at the beginning of the race, and it stayed green or whatever, and had to work my way back up. But yeah, I was fine with the second, and I don't think I would have had anything from Mike. I mean, he was just running such a good race, and he was pulling from me in the earlier stage or whatever of it, and he was pretty quick.
Well, hey man, hell of a run! Congratulations, 1-2 for the boys. Who you want to thank on the middle step?
The boys over at FTM, Gunnar at Swan Speed Shop. He's really been working hard on the dig. Dean over at Super Dirt Car Series. Expert Installation, Shaggy TV, Vertex Graphics, Gears Unlimited for sponsoring tonight. Obviously, you too, Shaggy, for broadcasting, and Coast to Coast.
Well, hey, man, hell of a run. Hopefully I'm talking to you again, or you probably won't run the sprint cars, will you?
Probably not.
Yeah, I figured. All right. Well, I'm off this Thursday, so you won't hear from me again because my racetrack race is on Thursday, so Adam's going to do all the races. So, good luck the rest of the week, brother.
Thank you, Shaggy.
Sam Bachman bringing home P2, and now we get to talk to the belle of the ball here, Mike Brewer. Mike, well, excuse me as I get the hiccups. Sammy told me that right before the caution came out, he said, you better move up a little bit. I'm starting to catch you, and that's what I was seeing, and, if it stayed green, he wasn't going to be able to run you down. But when that caution flag came out, boy, oh boy, man, I was puckering up for you. Did you think you'd be able to hold him off? And, I mean, not only did you hold him off, you maybe pulled away those last couple laps, but were you worried at all?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when you're out that far and then you have that caution, and if Sam's behind you, he's always fast no matter what. So it's always in the back of your head, if he's going to get you or not. And, I don't know. We just had some speed tonight, and pretty proud of that. It's been a rough couple weeks, so to be able to go out there tonight and win, that really boosts the confidence back up again.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest. It obviously it didn't start out easy there. Going into 3 on lap 1, you drive it in, and he's kind of blowing it up and coming down. I mean, that's as big of a racing incident as it could have been. But were you worried, you kind of shot yourself there and you weren't going to be able to get back towards the front?
Yeah, I all night long, even through practice, I could just pretty much hold it wide open on entry, and I apologize to him. Hopefully he's not too upset. I tried to slow down, and there's just nothing I could do there. I was on the brakes and just got into him. And honestly, I was kind of hoping for the yellow, because I was just going to tell those guys, give me an EOL. But it sucks. I hate racing like that. So, I apologize to him.
Well, hey, man, that stuff's going to happen. And like I say, you're just trying to put it down there on the bottom. You guys meet. It's not like you floated up into him. So, hopefully it just goes down as a racing deal. But, man, at the end of the day, you recover, you get back to the front, and you drove away with this thing. Hell of a run, Mike. Congratulations on the big win. Who you want to thank?
Thanks, Shaggy. You, Shaggy, for broadcasting. Awesome job as always. Expert installation, or not expert installation. Yeah, well, them too. But Gears Unlimited for sponsoring the league tonight. Everybody out there watching. All the guys over there at FTM, Gunner, Swan Speed Shop, setups. Dino over there at Durcar. About it.
Well, hey man, hell of a run. Hopefully I'm talking to you again here next week. I told your teammate my racetrack race is Thursday, so I'm not going to be here on Thursday. Adam's going to do it, but give him hell, man. Go out there and win a couple.
Yeah, I heard you made up for it with the sprint car today, so.
Oh, yeah. I beat Dino. That felt pretty good. I'm not going to do that many more times. Like, Dino's getting really good, but he'll even admit to it. I don't toot my own horn that much. Obviously, it was a fresh track, but I put on a clinic there today, brother.
Hey, win's a win.
Yeah, that's right. Well, hey, man, good luck the rest of the way, Mike. You know I'm always rooting for you.
All right, thanks. Have a good one.
Mike Brewer bringing home the win here in your Gears Unlimited 358 Modifieds. And with that, we step away for a quick break here. I'm going to run to the bathroom this one, grab a drink real quick, so the warm-up video might play twice. Don't hate me, but we'll be back with your Rebels sprint cars here at the Knoxville Raceway coming up next. Stick around.
Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
we are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Got Connor up here with me now. He's back. See, there are 9 people in the session, but I don't think Jesse Bandy's supposed to be in here, is he?
No.
Yeah, so that'll actually be 8 cars. Oh. Let's get the correct thing up here. No sponsor, I don't believe yet, for the Rebel Sprint Cars. If there is, no one's ever told me it yet, so. Blame the higher up. So, I guess we don't really have one higher up anymore. A couple people share the load now. Man, I made the biggest mistake in the world, Connor. There was one cheese stick in the fridge and I ate it. But who can just eat one cheese stick? Now all I want is 4 more cheese sticks. And there are no more cheese sticks in the refrigerator.
Now, so we went to Sealam's Grove and we had a cheesesteak. I was told
No, a
but
cheese stick. Like a stick of cheese.
that's the second time you've done that to me where I'm thinking you're saying cheesesteak.
Nope. Oh yeah, it's just my fat accent.
We have those and they're awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but I only had one. That's the problem. You need more than one.
I'll go to the grocery store, I'll take your position on here. I just can't do any of the cool replays you do.
Yeah, see, that's where the issue lies. It's Isaac Bowman right now, P4. Jeremy Christensen, he jumps to the top of the charts in the 16 machine. Connor goes P2. Isaac Bowman, final lap, he jumps up to P3. See Christensen there, he purple sectored 2 his final lap. Now Connor purple sectors 2 his final lap. Still not enough, can't get to the pole. Jeremy Christensen sitting at the top. Dan McLaren's got one more shot at this thing. Dan comes across, yellow, he's not quicker. Chad Cote on his final lap right now. I'm not sure if he's got enough time to get it in. I think he should, yeah, because about 15 seconds left, I believe. Cote, yellow, green, not quick enough to improve the lap, goes P6. And it should be just one heat race, I think. 8 drivers, yes. So Isaac Bowman probably in the money spot, should nail the invert here. As we take a look at the starting lineup for your Coast to Coast Rebel Sprint Car Heat, one and only heat race here for your Rebels. Jesse Bandy rounding out the field. Ignore that, as he is not supposed to be in this session. So, got the 8 cars there. Row 4 to the outside, the 41 of the Librarian Pat Boyce, to the inside, the 181 of Jeff Kemper. Row 3 to the top shelf, the Goose and the Popsicle Sticks, Chad Cote. To the inside, the 883 of Bud Molyneux. Row 2 to the high side, the 016 of Jeremy Christensen. To the inside, the 035 of Connor Ross. And row 1 for heat race number 1, to the outside, the 88 of Dan McLaren. And starting on the pole, the 9 of Isaac Bowman. Oh, Connor, man, while you're getting ready to go, the worst thing happened to me yesterday, and I guess I do feel a little guilty about it, which is why I'm using you now to vent to. But, you know, I've been doing this broadcasting league on Sunday nights started it last year, did the whole NASCAR season, and then had started off some of it. But man, last night, I gave him a month notice. I told him in June, I'm done. I went to look at my work's Facebook page yesterday, and Johnny Gibson was up in the booth at BAPS, and I couldn't go because I had to broadcast an iRacing league, I told myself, no more broadcasting on the weekends. I'm done, man. It's all for real life stuff now. I can't do it anymore. Oh, it hurts so bad.
We get it. Dude, I've been talking you up to Dad, and we threw on your broadcast as we were on our way home from the sponsor's house, and he loves your pace. He said, Zach's a great announcer. Dude, just keep up the great work. You are honestly one of the best that I've heard, and you can only go up from here.
I know I would have. Oh, man. Johnny may have had to get a restraining order against me. I'll tell you what. But his green flag set the wave. We're underway. Heat race number 1 here at the Knoxville Raceway. Side by side. Well, nope. I guess not for the lead there. Bowman not able to wedge underneath. Thought he'd get the run there on the bottom. Dan leaves the door open. Right now, you see the top 3 all running a different lane there down the front stretch. That was Connor looking the lowest. Still somehow able to get a good corner entry in that 035 machine. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single file. First battle on the racetrack is Jeffrey Kemper looking underneath Bud Molyneux. That's the battle for 6th. Kemper has it for now, the 181. Able to slide up and clear. Now Jeremy Christensen and Connor Ross get together. Looked like Jeremy maybe slid up the hill just a tidbit. Couldn't tell. But both those two still sit in a heap. There in 1 and 2 as Dan McLaren rolls off of 4. Cross flags, we're halfway. Bowman close to Danny, but not close enough there. You can see it's about a car length and a half, but there he just chewed up a big gap. There through the center, Jeremy really tugged at the rope, and he does that a couple more times. He may be able to play for the win here on the white flag lap. As Kemper, he's gotten that thing up into 4th. Not the final transfer spot here tonight, though. We know everybody making the main. Only an 8-car field. As Connor, he doesn't want to be a factor in this thing. He gets high up out of the way. He's probably got as many spots as he can get. He knows that. Is the white flag going to wave this time by Bowman all over the tail tank of the 88? Can he get it done, or can Dan hold off Isaac Bowman? Looks like he's going to protect into 3. Off of turn number 4, Dan McLaren wins your heat race here in your Rebel Sprint cars, followed by Bowman, Cote, Kemper, Molyneux, Boyce, Ross, and Christensen. Stick around on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Here is, well, Bowman and McLaren. They're coming out on the racetrack now, but before then, only 5 guys had put a lap down, so racetrack may not be too beat up. What's it looking like, Connor?
Oh, it's juicy. I wish there was some slick to it, but you get a little loose on entry just with a full field load and through the middle, so I wouldn't be surprised if some guys start venturing to that tacky grip you see to the middle of the outside there and just have your right rear in it for some drive. You know, don't count out the bottom because the bottom and 1 and 2 is still pretty good. 3 and 4, you just get a little loose in center, and that's kind of where the middle to the top kind of comes in and where it's just you're hooked up.
Well, you know what I got to do here, Connor, or this music's going to shut off. Best of luck to you. Good luck here in the A.
Thank you.
As we get ready to take a look at your starting lineup, 8 drivers get set to go play here at the Knoxville Raceway for your Rebel Sprint Car A main row 4. To the outside in the 016, Jeremy Christensen. To the inside, the 035 of Connor Ross. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 41 of the librarian Pat Boyce. To the inside, the 883 of Bud Molyneux. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 181 of Jeff Kemper. To the inside, the 11 of the Goose, Chad Cote. And row 1 for your Rebel Sprint Cars here at the Knoxville Raceway. To the outside, the 9 of Isaac Bowman. And starting on the pole, the 88 of Soupy Dan McLaren. One more trip around the Knoxville Raceway for these drivers get set to drop the hammer and spray some clay. Connor said the racetrack was juicy. Well, it was this afternoon, too. I'll tell you what, it may be a lot of, pedal to the floor, literally pedal to the metal, and may see some carnage, may see some fast laps, but what we're going to see for sure is nonstop excitement as we look to that Iowa sky. The green flag waves. Your A main is underway. Dan able to cement that early lead. You see the battle for third behind the Goose. Looking underneath. Here comes Connor Ross. Looking to get the 2 for 1. He gets by Pat Boyce and Jeremy Christensen. As we go back up here to the front, Dan McLaren trying to climb the outside. Didn't have the run yet, but boy, oh boy, he almost got there. Top shelf looks like it may be coming in. As Danny peeking to the outside. Bowman, he feeds him the tail tank. Slider looking to protect, just going to throw that short slider. So what's McLaren going to do here? He's got to adjust, straps up the boots, goes that half a lane higher, trying to cut underneath. Oh, now he's going to do it. Danny looking to pull the pin here. He sends it. Slide job. Shuts the door on Bowman. Isaac gonna have to go back to work, and he don't have a lot of time here to figure this thing out, because here comes Jeff Kemper and Chad Cote. 4 guys under the blanket here at the Knoxville Raceway. Kemper inches to the outside in the 9 of Bowman, but Bowman gets it all back and then some on corner entry to 3. Bottom 3 and 4, top 1 and 2, or middle top, I should say here. That looks like to be the dream line. You see Bowman just a little too weakly down there on the bottom through 1 and 2. Bud Molyneux, he's hard into the inside wall. Up and over. He lands it on the roof here into 3 and 4. He may have to tow this thing. He does. And with that tow, we stay green. Connor Ross in that 5th and final transfer spot as he has the best seat in the house right now. He gets to watch those front 4 go toe-to-toe here as Dan McLaren continues to hold off Connor's teammate. My teammate, for that matter, as well, that 181 of Jeff Kemper. Been a long time since he's been on the top step here. Boy, Jeff, I mean, I don't know what that would mean to him. I mean, let's be honest, hasn't had a lot of time here on the sim, and if he could come out at the Knoxville Raceway and take this thing from Dan McLaren, he would relish that. There's plenty of time to go here. As we're a third of the way through, 20 laps left to play here at the Knoxville Raceway. Jeff Kemper looking underneath. But Dan, you can see him there rolling off at 2. He's just able to clear him. I mean, you need that top shelf. You need that run right now. Bottom 1 and 2 just not there. Not like it is in 3 and 4. Kemper needs to try to time that run to try to work the inside here through 3 and 4. That's where he's going to do it. He does try it. Just can't get enough. Can't inch to the inside. Cote, he's been stuck behind Bowman here for about 10 or so laps. I mean, he'd love to flap those wings, but right now the Goose stuck in traffic. Let's do a lap or 2 with the Goose here. We'll roll on board. As you can see, Kemper 2 cars ahead there trying to diamond off. Meanwhile, the Goose, see, he enters so high. He's trying to cut off here at 2, and you can see he reels a lot back in. But it's just, man, it's so difficult right now, and I think you're seeing Connor, he's struggling a little bit in that 035 machine. Not sure if he got some damage from the contact with Molyneux earlier. He gets a little sideways. Christensen takes that 5th and final transfer spot from him. So Connor going to need to crack the whip here. He wants to go racing with the Renegades here tonight. See your lead pack there all rolling that top shelf through 1 and 2. Gets a little different here through 3 and 4. Bowman running that short slider. Kemper just trying to roll that outside. Bowman now looking to cut underneath. You can see him rope in way high into 1. Try to diamond off. Going to send it in deep into 3. Exact opposite here for the 9 of Isaac Bowman. I mean, he is really attacking these corners like they're 2 totally different realms here. And really, Knoxville, that's how it is. It looks the same, but far from it here. A lot can happen. As we go up top, I mean, there you can see all 4 cars in the top 4. None of them are in the same spot. Absolutely none of them. So they're similar enough that when you catch that guy in front of you, you know, you've got to adjust a little more than you have been. But it's one of those things where 2, now we're coming down with only this 4-car pack up front, unless they get real feisty, which I don't know why they would here because they're in the show. Connor Ross, he's hard into the outside wall. No yellow flag waves there for the 035. We continue. And now it looks like this top 5, it's basically set in stone here at the Knoxville Raceway, barring some big shake-up towards the front. I mean, that's exactly what Pat Boyce is going to need now as he inherits 6th place. But he's 9 seconds off of P5. As Dan McLaren led this thing from the drop of the hat in the 88 machine. Jeff Kemper was your early mover. The guy flexed in those first couple laps, but he stalled out since he's gotten to P2. Dan, he's got a mirror full. Kemper's there, but what does he do? He's going to have to get aggressive. Not a lot of sand left in the hourglass. 5 fingers in the air, 5 trips around the Knoxville Raceway. Isaac Bowman creeping up into the picture. Here comes Christensen throwing the slide job on the goose. Chad Cote cuts back underneath. This is the battle for fourth. It's Kemper tiptoeing against that cushion. Trying to build up steam. 3 laps to go. He knows he's running out of time here if he wants to make the move. Trying to cut off underneath the 2 here. Off of 2. Trying the same thing here in 3 and 4. And, man, I just don't know. Kemper probably going to have to tippy-toe along that outside here, build up a bigger run than the 88 and throw that slide job. I just don't know if you're going to be able to diamond corner exit to get that run. As the white flag waves, 1 lap to go for Dan McLaren, who is looking to go for perfection here at the Knoxville Raceway. Half a lap away from a checkered flag. The 88 protects through 3, doesn't need to off of 4. Dan McLaren gets the checkered flag at the Knoxville Raceway. Jeff Kemper, P2. And I think Jeremy Christensen somehow, some way, I'm going to look at the iRacing official results. Yeah, Jeremy Christensen with the contact between Bowman there, as Bowman got a little loose. We'll go back and look at that white flag lap here. We got time for those guys to kind of migrate up here anyways. Now, Bowman, he had dreams of getting P2 here from Kemper. So he rolled that outside exactly like I was talking about. Really got it cooking. Sent it in there on the bottom, but just clipped the berm there. Got real sideways. He comes back up, and yeah, Christensen, luckily the contact for him sent him up in front of the goose to kind of block that off. But hey, either way, all those guys that you've seen there making the contact coming across the line, they've got one thing in common. They get to go race here in the Renegades, should they so choose. But let's go ahead, bring up our third place finisher here, Jeremy Christensen, who is hanging out in the pits.
I'm going to head out because I have not had dinner yet, and I was late getting in, so sorry to cut you short, but
no, you're fine. Behave.
I'll be there next Monday.
Is that no problem? I'm going to pull up Jeremy Christensen here as Connor Ross takes off, and we'll interview your third place finisher. Boy, oh boy, man, let's be honest here. You were just happy after that rough start you had. You're able to chew back up, and you're running around P4. You're saying, hey, I get to go Renegades racing. And all of a sudden, you're coming out of turn 4. You see Bowman clip the inside berm there, and what were you thinking? Did you think you'd be able to steal P3 coming to the line like that?
No, I was just trying to hold my line and not get back up into Chad, and then Bowman came across the track and kind of took us all out, and I don't know how I ended up in third, but it's the way they scored, I guess. But
yeah,
it was
you could see it when Bowman came back up, and he clips you in the left rear. It sent you sideways so that you basically blocked the finish line from Goose. So he pushed you across the line. It was perfect teamwork there by you and Bowman to get that thing. But man, Jeremy, you know what it's all about, man. Finishing in the top 5 here to go Renegades racing, and you've been a factor in some of those Renegades races. Now, I don't expect the same track. I would think it's going to get a little more beat up than this one, but I think that would benefit you. This 16, how did you feel? It looked like it got quicker almost every lap it was out there.
Yeah, I felt pretty good. I feel like I started running slider lines in 3 and 4. It was just really, really tacky. So, I don't know how much I was catching on. It was just small increments as I was catching up to the top 4 up there. But yeah, I felt good. Felt like we were getting quicker and quicker. And obviously, Renegades, a lot more cars, a lot more laps on the track, going to be a whole lot more racy than follow the leader all the way to the end there. So,
well, hey, man, I look forward to seeing what that speed brings you here in the Renegades. Like I say, I definitely going to be a factor in this, man. I love watching you go out there and mix it up with those guys. Congrats on the P3. Who you want to thank on the podium, man?
Thank my wife for letting me play around here on Monday nights, and thanks for Coast to Coast putting this league on, and thank you, Zach, for broadcasting and everything that you guys do for sim racing in this league in general.
Well, hey, I appreciate that, Jeremy, but you know as well as I do, man, you guys do the hard work out there. You're the ones put the show on. Hell of a job tonight, man, and good luck in the Renegades.
Thanks, man.
Jeremy Christensen bringing home P3, and now I get to talk to my teammate who just, man, oh man, had the pace in that thing tonight. I could just tell, you know, it just seemed like it was a one-lane racetrack, and tough to pull the trigger, you know, when Dan's kind of on the rails in front of you. But, man, at the end of the day, that's a good bounce back. A P2, how are we feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. It definitely wasn't one lane. You know, track position was king on it. And luckily I was able to start out in fourth with Jeremy and Connor getting into it in the heat race. So, and, you know, come to this, Dan was holding a pretty good line. I was just kind of waiting for a mistake. It was about my only time to pounce. There was a few times I could start sniffing down to the bottom, and I felt I was gaining on him, and I don't know if he just maybe missed his line or his marks or what, but it seemed to be only like 2 laps, and then that would start to go away, so I'd have to get up back behind him, start building momentum again, and just wasn't, track wasn't slick enough to one lane and not enough time to get around him.
Now, obviously, it's a coulda, woulda, shoulda, but I noticed I'd said it about with 3 laps to go over the broadcast, because it was about that track state, and it seemed like, well, I hit the nail on the head because that final lap, now obviously Isaac, he doesn't come home on the podium because he clipped that berm on the inside trying to sniff underneath you, but did you think about ever going up and, you know, trying to pin it up there in the chocolate chips there? Was the racetrack getting close to that point where, you know, I know it's kind of not per se realistic, but you know, here you can kind of go above that cushion a little bit into one and kind of pin that thing in there. Did you ever think to try it, or were you just so comfortable there middle bottom that you didn't want to get off of it?
Oh, the thought crossed my mind a few times, but I was pretty happy. You know, it's been a long time getting back up on the podium, so I was kind of happy in my spot, and I knew Jeremy was back there and Isaac and stuff, so if I did that and made too much of a mistake, I think I'd try to be playing recovery the whole time and may have missed out on the podium. So it was kind of just one of those that I was comfortable with where I was at and just kind of wait to see if Dan made a mistake, and tried a couple different things, but nothing too high risk by any means.
Well, hey, man, you brought home the podium, and you get to go Renegades racing. Hell of a job, Jeff. Congrats on the P2, man. Who you want to thank?
Gambler Motorsports, got to thank you for the setup. Connor come along, and the sponsors that help put on the broadcast and keep us running. And Dean for keeping all of us running and going in this league.
Well, hey, man, hell of a job. Hopefully you can do it again here in the Renegades. I'll be rooting for you, brother. Give him hell.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Jeff Kemper bringing home P2, and now we get to talk to the top dog here. Leading all 30 laps, Dano. How are we feeling after that one, man?
Oh, man. My right leg is asleep.
Do you know how I'm interrupting you? Do you know how much better that makes me feel, Dan? Because obviously you're in way better shape than me. I don't know if you've seen a picture of me, Dano, but you've got me in the shape department, and the same thing happened to me this afternoon in that afternoon race. I was dead tired, man, and not that you don't expect that same track state here with the Renegades, do you? You don't think we'll be at that hammer down middle? You think it'll go further than that?
No, that's the thing. Like kind of wish there was a few more cars out there tonight, but everybody's getting their real cars ready for the regular race season, and so obviously summertime car count goes down a little bit, but I just getting the first win in the Renegades this year, so it feels good.
Yeah, that's wait, this is your first Rebels win?
This season, yeah.
Oh my God, I would have never guessed that even this season, because you've finished in the top 5 almost every one, haven't you?
Maybe I just need to take another, few weeks off and then come back, and apparently I run better.
Well, hey, sometimes, clearing your head, and a Knoxville Raceway that I know you're comfortable with, man. It doesn't really matter what kind of car we're in. You're always kind of fast at this place. Do you think, and it kind of leads to where I'm going with this. you basically, you knew where the line was all night, man. And, you know, you're in here by yourself, no teammate feeding you information. I mean, how comfortable are you at this place? Because it seemed like, you know, you went to the top when you needed to, you ran the bottom when you needed to. It's just not one mistake out of you, man. It was fun to watch.
I did notice the track change a little bit every few laps, and it all depends on the setup, your gearing, your fuel, you know, what your car's set up to run, you know, the mid slider, the top, the bottom, the diamond. So it did change a little bit where I noticed where I had to move up a little bit or I could do the slider. But no, Jeff was right there. I think if I messed up just a little too much, he would have took advantage. So, but yeah, all in all, it was a good run.
Yeah, that's definitely where I was going with that question. Because, yeah, I mean, maybe he had a little bit more pace than you tonight. But like I say, I mean, you were in the perfect spot all night where unless you made a mistake, nothing he could do to you there, Dano. And it was fun to watch. Led all 30 laps tonight, man. Great show. Congrats on the big win. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, all the boys over at Venom for, setups and all that. And you every week for putting on this awesome broadcast. It's always fun to go back and watch. I got to thank, Born to Foam, warming you up 1 inch at a time. Got to thank those guys for being on the car. JRB Designs for the sweet wrap. Marquee Manufacturing. And everyone behind the scenes for running the league.
Well, hey, man, hell of a run. Go out there and give those guys some hell in the Renegades. Go get them, brother.
Thanks, man, and congrats on your win today, too.
Yeah. Now, small field, but I did beat Dean, and we both know, okay, Dean's getting good now, so that means something, okay? So I was pretty proud about that one, but thanks, Dan.
No problem, man. Have a good night.
Dan McLaren bringing home the win here in the Rebel Sprint cars. And with that, we take a short break. We get ready to do a little JRB Designs Renegade action here at the Knoxville Raceway. Stick around.
Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Bear with me here, having an overlay. There we go. Still not showing up my logo on that side, but I don't really care about that. That is all I care about. We get this racing underway. We're back on the Coast to Coast Racing Network for your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint cars here at the Knoxville Raceway. Smaller field here tonight. It looks like only 16 drivers in the room. So one of those where you kind of heard Dan talking about it. Product of the beast here with sim racing. You know. Oh, is there the relay decided overlay decided to refresh there and pop up? That was nice of it to do that. It's Jeff Kemper and Jack Hitt, only 2 drivers to not put a lap time in. Let's see what qualifying is going to look like here. Who's going to be that first car out on the racetrack? Oh, a lot of them coming out at the same time here. They all know the deal. First car on the racetrack gets it. It was a close battle between the high side banger and the teddy bear. But Patty Spangler looking to rip that 39 machine, set the bar as high as he can. Let's see what the high side banger does here at the Knoxville Raceway. On that middle through 3 and 4, bottom 1 and 2. Racetrack looks pretty fresh still, to be honest with you. I did not expect this. As Patrick Spengler with a 15.37, he's your quick time. Jeremy Christensen comes across the line P2 until John Klimowicz Jr. Now Jack Hitt takes the middle spot here. Now JK3 jumps up to P2. Is Jack Hitt trying to find some more speed, but he's yellow, not going to do it this time. Chad Cote comes around lap number 1, 13 out of 13. He wants to find some more speed, but let's find the man who we know is going to have some speed here. Chad Griggs, no, shame on me. P14 out of 14. Chad must not have liked 1 and 2. Must have sacrificed 3 and 4 to build up some more speed. Look at that. Purple Sector 1, that's exactly what he did. Purple Sector 2. Give it to the Iceman! Chad Griggs and the 270 machine. That's quick time with a 15.122 for the 270. And boy, oh boy, that's going to be a tough one. I don't think Bandy here is going to have enough time to put one in. And I wonder if Bandy led his Trading Paints subscription laps here. That's definitely a different paint job for Bandy. As yeah, my paint is up and active. I know it is because, well, there's a car I'm going to show you later. Who phenomenal looking race car here. But before we do that, let's take a look at the starting lineup for your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint Car Heat Race number 1. Row 4 to the outside, the 11 of the Goose, Chad Cote, to the inside, the 181 of Jeff Kemper. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 7 of Bob the Good, to the inside, the 06 of Scott Thomason. Row 2 to the high side, the 270 of Chad Griggs, to the inside, the 69 of JK3, John Klimowicz III. And row number 1 for Heat Race number 1, to the outside, the 09 of the Teddy Bear, Ted York. And starting on the pole, the 034, John Klimowicz Jr. We roll off here. 2 quick pace laps, then we go racing at the Knoxville Raceway. Let's check this coast-to-coast chat. Let's see what's going on over there. We got Hollow out there as always, rooting for the Goose. Oh, Joe Canellas was tuning in there a little bit ago. What's up, Joe? Our Mike Brewer fans earlier, as always. Final time, though, past the starter stand. Before we get set to go racing. You got Junior on the front row. York to the outside. Griggs and JK3, row number 2. That is going to be an exciting row number 2. You may want to kick your sunglasses on here. May see some sparks fly. In fact, just screw the sunglasses. I mean, the sparks might be bright enough here. Grab that welder's mask out of the garage. Steve King Foundation pace car pulls off. You take a look to that Iowa sky. That green flag is high. It's time to watch some dirt fly. Heat race number 1 is underway. Battle for the lead right away. Ted York clapping the ponies on the outside. I mean, boy, oh boy, Junior tries to slide him up. They get close. They almost touch, but the teddy bear said, I saw it coming. I gave him plenty of room. Meanwhile, contact behind. Now big contact behind. We've got 3-4 cars involved in that one. Thomason, Cote, Griggs get the worst of it. It's JK3, he continues, but he falls back to P5. Kemper somehow, he was in the middle of that mayhem. He still comes out of it, P3. It's a 2-horse race to the finish. 5 fingers in the air, 5 laps to go. These guys get racy, though. There may be one other horse who gets involved. Jeff Kemper, he is a-coming. I mean, you can hear him galloping in that 181. He says, I want some of this. Cross flags. 4 laps to go. Can he get there in time? As we go on board here with Kemper, you can see him. I mean, Junior, he's lost a little bit of ground to the teddy bear. Ted York looks to be coming home with this thing if he keeps it straight. Is Junior. Clips the outside wall going down the backstretch. That allows Kemper to get even closer. 2 laps to go. 1 mile left in the Knoxville Clay. JK3, all these guys back here, single car races. We will keep our eyes on the front as the white flag waves. 1 lap to go for York. Ted rolls it off at 2. Big old lead here for the 09. Short slider into 3. And for the final time, Ted York will drive it off of 4. Cross the line. It's the 09's time. The teddy bear, Ted York, wins heat race number 1. Followed by Junior, Kemper, DeGood, JK3, Thomason, Griggs, and Cote rounds out the field. Take a look at the starting lineup here for heat race number 2. For your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint cars, row 4 to the outside. The 49 of Jesse Bandy to the inside. The 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Row 3 to the top shelf. The 36 of Barry Goldner to the inside. The 88 of Soupy, Dan McLaren. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 39 of the high side banger, Patty Spangler to the inside, the gentleman in the 217, Jack Hitt. And row 1 for heat race number 2 here at the Knoxville Raceway to the outside, that's 79. Look at that paint job of Dean Reynolds. And starting on the pole, oh, look at him. Look at him hop those wheels up a little bit in that 7.9 machine. As I feel like I owe this to Dino. Hang on, I can do this for you, Dino. Look, you know I'm your friend. Then we'll kick it back live. We'll get that off the screen for him. We'll give him a good clip of this. I mean, here we go. He deserves that. Now we'll clip it back live. But that man starting on the pole there in the 016, you saw it. He was quick there at the end of your Rebel Sprint Car, A-Main. Keep an eye out on Jeremy Christensen. Gets the start on the front row for heat race number 2. That's prime real estate here for the 016. Field paces into 3 and off a 4. Steve King Foundation pace car pulls off, and we get set to go play at the world-famous Knoxville Raceway. 8 laps for heat race number 2. As we're underway, it's time to go. Dino with a good jump there. He takes the lead early. Christensen stays down, hunkered on the bottom. Here comes Patty Spengler, the high side banger. Looking to go up into chocolate chips there. Mama going to smack his hand, though. Get out of that, she says. And Patty going to fall back to P4 for a quick moment as Dan McLaren works the inside, the 88. Trying to make it work, but Patty got it. The pin pulled. Pedal to the floor on the outside, but man, Dan McLaren too quick. Shows him the tail tank. Move the 88 up inside the top 3. Patty says, well, go up there. I'll go down here. Patrick Spengler. Oh, man. Boy, oh, boy. I didn't realize Grandpa still had some good stuff down there. Patty found it. He gets one. Looking for another one under the 16 of Jeremy Christensen. And I know Dino, he's having Vietnam flashbacks right now because, boy, oh, boy, that line Patty's running, that's what I ran this afternoon to get by the 79. Patty hunkered down on the bottom. Here we go. Patrick Spengler, P1. He leads the show off of 4. Reynolds not giving up, though. He is committed to that outside. Here he goes. Big run. Does he go to the bottom now? No, stays up top. Patty says that's the only place you're going to go because I'm staying down low. No way I'm giving this thing up. Oh, big slide there behind. You see the Brewerton Beast. He was way upstairs. Going to lose that spot to Jesse Bandy. Has moved that Bandit up 2 spots, but Bandy still struggling a little bit here in heat race number 2. White flag waves, 1 lap to go, though, for the 39 of Patrick Spengler, who had to start P4 after qualifying second. You know how the invert goes here. Well, he overcame it. Pulled the pin. He got it done. Spengler wins heat race number 2 at the Knoxville Raceway. Dino, Christensen, McLaren, your top 4. Hit, Bandy, Barker, Goldner. Round out the field. We're going to step away here for a minute or 2, and we'll be back with your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint Car A-Main here at the Knoxville Raceway. Stick around.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
We are live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and it is almost time to go play in some Knoxville clay for 35 laps. For your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint Car A main, let's get ready to take a look at your starting lineup. $16 cars make the call here at the Knoxville Raceway. Rounding out the field, row 8 to the top shelf, the 36 of Barry Goldner to the inside, the popsicle sticks of the Goose, Chad Cote. Row 7 to the outside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker to the inside, the 270 of Chad Griggs. Row 6 to the outside, the 49 of the Bandit, Jesse Bandy to the inside, the 06 of Scott Thomason. Row 5 to the top shelf, the 217 of the Gentleman, Jack Hitt to the inside, the 69 of JK3, John Klimowicz III. Row 4 to the outside, the 88 of Soupy Dan McLaren to the inside, the 7 of Bob DeGood. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 016 of Jeremy Christensen to the inside, the 181 of Jeffrey Kemper. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 79 of Dean Reynolds to the inside, the 034 of JKJ, John Klimowicz Jr. And row 1 for your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint Car A main at the Knoxville Raceway. To the outside, the 39 of the High Side Banger, Patrick Spangler, and starting on the pole, the 09 of the Teddy Bear, Ted York. As the field rolls into turn 3 for the final time here at the Knoxville Raceway before that Steve King Foundation pace car pulls off. This is our premier division here in the Coast to Coast Racing League. You're about to see why. As you take a look to that sky, the green flag is high. We've got 35 laps to watch the best fly. Here we go. Let's play. We're underway at the Knoxville Raceway. Oh, the Teddy Bear goes up there, shows the High Side Banger, the tail tank. Patrick Spangler says, fine, I'll go right back to the bottom. New leader here as we enter 3, the High Side Banger. Slide job, he takes the point. 3 wide here in the back. Thomason here in the middle. Kemper now suckered in the middle. Bandy trying to work by on the bottom, but Jack Hitt there with a good run in the 217. That's that black and white and green numbered machine. Now you see Chad Griggs, the Iceman. He's up there in the no-fly zone. Here we go. Boy, oh boy. It's Patrick Spangler. Good night, walking away, cracking the whip. Dino says, come on, Teddy Bear, we got to go. Dino reeling him in. Christensen in the outside wall. He's got to stay up and out of the way. The Brewerton Beast then, he's got to clap the brakes there. Not a fun place to be in. But the 513 lives to play another day as him and Bob DeGood run side by side. They close. Don't touch, but boy, oh boy. Not a lot of room given between those two friends there as they enter 3. Now the Goose looking to take advantage here. He slips by on the bottom. Not yet. Able to get by Barker for the time being, but here comes JK3. John Klimowicz III goes way low. He's shopping downstairs looking for a deal. As Chad Griggs doing the same here through 1 and 2. Dino, oh, he's trying to gather up the chickens on the outside here, but just not having any luck. Chad Griggs powered down. He's looking to get it done. Move the 270 up into P3. Should have said move the 270 up into P2. Here he goes. Good night. Oh, the teddy bear. What's he supposed to do? Getting the stuffing beat out of him. Chad Griggs on the bottom. Oh, man, he is quick. Oh, Kemper climbs the wall. After some contact, he goes up and over, lands on all fours, may be able to get back to pit road and use the quick repair. That's going to be the saving grace there for Jeff Kemper. But the first caution flag waves here for your Renegade Sprint cars. Let's take a look and see what happened. So Kemper, I mean, he's got half the car there. So you're to the point where you can't really back out of that. And you can see, I believe that's John Klimowicz Jr. in the 034 it was, just come up and just make contact there with the right rear on the 181. And Kemper goes for a ride. Like I say, the saving grace there for Kemper is he does land on all fours. So he'll be able to drive her down pit lane, get that quick repair, which it looks like he has. Everything back straight on the 181. You get one quick repair. Now, the problem is, Jeff, as he tries to navigate his way up through the field, he's going to have to do it nice, do it politely, because you're not going to get another quick repair. So have to make sure he stays out of all the drama here at the Knoxville Raceway. Let's see here while I'm in the still cameras. Anybody yelling at me out there in the chat? Nope. We got Hollow out there watching. We got Bixler. Steve, I don't know about a butt whooping. And there, I'll tell you what, you've out-qualified me in almost every afternoon race. It was about time, the dog had his day here. It did feel good to win one again, though. I'll be looking forward to that win sticker. It's been a while since I got one of those. As the lights are off on the Steve King Foundation pace car, we've got arguably two coast-to-coast best there. I mean, you could throw Ross Carina in the conversation. You could throw Blake Chapman in the conversation. There are a couple other guys as well who, may throw their hat in the ring. But the two best on the racetrack right now, running 1 and 2, as the green flag waves. We're back underway. Oh, look at Dan McLaren trying to shoot the gap there on Dino and the teddy bear. It's the run to the outside, but Chad Griggs, he's up there in the chocolate chips. Here we go. Oh, fingers getting sticky upstairs, but man, he's got a run. That thing is on the rails. And that's the line I was talking to Kemper about earlier at the end of the B, where you can go up there, and it's an odd track state right now. See, it doesn't look like that's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. You want that thing to just set sail. You're not lifting up there. You're keeping that thing as straight as you can. Pin it to win it. And the track just changing at the perfect time here for Chad Griggs, who takes advantage of being on the outside. And you can see Spengler, he's trying to stay with him. Similar lap times here, but problem is similar lap times. Patrick's got to be a lot faster if he wants to find a way around right now with the track state where it is. Probably going to have to sit here and ride for a little bit, I would think. But, well, the high side banger, he's proved me wrong before. I wouldn't be surprised if he does it again here, as the teddy bear slides up in front of Bandy. The Bandit looking to steal it back. He throws the slider. The teddy bear's got the Goose underneath him. Oh, the Goose got his wings clipped. Oh, the Goose got his wing clipped. He gets turned. Doesn't look like there's too much damage there on the 11. He'll still probably want to make the trip down pit road. But the caution flag waves here, and we could see Chad Cote involved, but I think he's just kind of a, he's obviously there, but I don't think this one was on him at first glance. And there you can see Bandy. I didn't even realize that in the view that we were in. So Bandy, teddy bear probably thought he was going to slide the whole way up to that cushion, right? Bandy does not have to do that, but this is what I mean. So he thinks he's going to be up here. That shiny stuff, well, you got to lift off of that a little bit. And Bandy had to come out of the throttle a little bit. That's where you're going to see York get into him. And then the Goose with absolutely nowhere to go here. tough break. I mean, those are two guys who, let's be honest, they're running in the top 5 for a reason. They had some speed. They were quick here, and not the way the Teddy Bear wanted that thing to go. But Chad Griggs, he is by far your hard charger when you got to line up 13th. You're already up to the point. I mean, you've got some speed in that thing. And I see the last two people talking in the chat. Well, obviously, we got Hollow rooting for Cote, and then we have Nate up there rooting for the Teddy Bear. You guys may, we may not want to root publicly for our drivers in the chat, because that may be the kryptonite here tonight, as those two were the guys involved. So that's York tightening up here, I think. I'm not sure if he is going to be a couple laps down or if he got back out in time. Steve King Foundation pace car pulls off. Green flag set the wave. Chad Griggs hits that loud pedal, and we are back underway. Battle on for third. Dan McLaren gets that runoff at 2. Here comes Bandy in the 49, the Bandit. Look at a steal one from Dino, but Dino sends it high and wide to 79. Boy, oh boy, there's Thin up there. Patrick Spangler slider for the lead. Griggs comes back, crisscross applesauce as Dino goes around. Caution flag waves for the 79 of Dino. Dean Reynolds. Not too sure what happened there. We had just clicked up for the slider. We were watching these guys. As Bandy throws it up, and he wanted to leave Dino that lane, but Dino was running the middle. He may not have known that. And I mean, parked it there on the 79. And by the time Dino sees this, there is not much he can do. Let's go. We have time here. Where is my cockpit camera? So let's rewind this back here. Show you Dino's view. See, that's when he sees it, and by that point, it's too late. There's, you'll hear me tell, and I've said it about Dino before. I always call a spade a spade. This isn't just about Dino, but any time where a driver can lift to play another day to kind of continue to race out there, and that's one where Dino, he's way, way past commitment on that. There's no way he can back out of that thing, and Bandy probably not proud of that one. Dino, the last person, he wants to feed that too, I would think. But at the end of the day, that's hiccup there for the 49, and the 79 of Dean Reynolds going to pay the price here. You got Gary out there watching as well, but he was smart. Gary said hi to me. He didn't say who he was rooting for. Smart thinking, Gary. We all know you're rooting for with a name like that. And it was just getting a little spicy there when the caution flag flew. Steve King Foundation pace car will pull off this time. Let's watch it with the fans here. Lap number 1, the restart lap here at the Knoxville Raceway as Chad Griggs drops the hammer. We're back underway. You can see him branching out there, going down the backstretch. I mean, the first battle, kind of see it towards the back. Oh, Spangler clipped that outside wall. He lost a lot of time to Griggs. Here comes Dan McLaren. Soupy trying to mix it up here in the 88 machine, but right now, Soup's a little too hot here. Had to get back in line. Here comes Bandy. Oh, Jesse Bandy. Slam the door shut. Take it, brother. That's what the 49 just did there. He said, this is mine. Dan, you sit back. You have a good time. Jesse Bandy up inside the top 3. tried to move and groove after, let's be honest, what was a rough heat race for Jesse Bandy. But they got a long way to go to catch the Iceman, who is just solid out front. I mean, 1 second up the road over Spengler, who's got about a half a second over Bandy. It's a hornet's nest behind Bandy. This is where it gets interesting. We got JK3 hanging out there under Dan McLaren. What kind of move does he make? Can't get there this time. Was that Patrick Spengler who with a little bit of net code there? Yeah, he lost the top wing. It's back here on the 39. He's dancing up against that wall, and you want to go quick, that's what you got to do. You got to be right up against there. I mean, and you are flirting with disaster. Upstairs is the yellow flag waves once again here at the Knoxville Raceway. I'm dead serious. I have no idea what this one was. My iRacing isn't telling me anything. Yeah, so I wonder, did Jeff come to a stop? It said he manually disconnected there. No. Jeff Barker coming down pit road now in the 513. Is this the caution flag? It was the caution flag. Oh, okay. I don't know how that didn't pop up. Definitely caution flag worthy contact there between him and John Klimowicz Jr., and that is what brought out the caution flag. Okay. Not too sure why the software wouldn't register that as an accident, as that was quite a vicious spin there for the Brewerton Beast. As I do want to say one more time, the man who does Hometown Heroes, Adam Flieger, does a great job. He will be filling in for me Thursday. As if you want to listen to me Thursday, you're going to have to go to thecushion.com and get a membership. Or buy the McGrew-Bid Motoplex race on pay-per-view, because that is where I will be Thursday. We're racing Thursday night this week. It's the green flag waves. We are back underway. Bandy tried to go to the bottom right away, make any move he could to try to rope in Patrick, but just couldn't do it. He's going to throw that short slider again, but you see 1 and 2 pounding that outside wall. Here comes JK3. All over the 88 of Dan McLaren. That 69 has some pace. Meanwhile, they're 3 wide behind him. We're for a quick moment is the Teddy Bear trying to fight back up. That 09 involved in an early caution here. Ted York found some track position. He is using that inside to get himself back into the top 10. He's got Dino behind him. See Patrick Spengler trying to reel in. Chad Griggs running those short sliders, going up, catching the cushion. But the Iceman, big runs, corner exit there. As Bandy, McLaren, they're maybe the fastest cars on the racetrack right now. Last time by, Dan McLaren, or actually JK3 was the quickest car on the racetrack with a 1678. Now last time by for your leader, that's what he runs, a 1678. 1663 for the man in P2. Here goes Patrick Spengler. Slide jump! The high side banger! To the top shelf, here comes the Iceman. Oh, so cold. Slide job right back. Chad clips the outside wall. Here we go. Griggs goes down there, shuts the door. Patrick Spengler says, well, I got to slide up here. Got to grab the cushion. Here we go. 7 laps to go here in Iowa. Klimowicz the third up into P4. He gets around Dan McLaren. But all eyes on the battle for the lead is Patrick Spengler He's close, but did he show his hand too early? Patrick trying to get the ponies galloping upstairs. The Iceman just trying to play defense. On the bottom, good run off of 4, and man, he's got that lead to back over half a second. Patrick Spangler giving it his all, but his all might not be enough to get up to Chad Griggs. 5 to go. 2 miles left to play now. This time 4 laps left on the clock as Bandy hanging on to that third and final podium spot, but JK3 is slowly tugging at the rope. Dean Reynolds working on the outside of the teddy bear. Reynolds was a guy who was involved in an accident as well. Both him and York, great runs to recover, but they're running out of time. Really, the whole field running out of time here. Coming to 2 laps to go, and Patrick Spangler, he's in no man's land. He is not going to catch Chad Griggs without some help. Bandy with a hiccup on the bottom. Is he running out of fuel? What's Bandy doing down there? Bandy runs out of gas in the 49 machine. I knew it. He was struggling there coming to the end. White flag waves. 1 lap to go. Chad Griggs rolling around for the final time down the backstretch at the world-famous Knoxville Raceway. He came to play, took the gloves off, passed 12 guys to get this thing done. The Iceman brings home the win. Give it to Chad Griggs. Patrick Spangler, P2, and Dan McLaren steals P3. Not too sure what happened to John Klimowicz III here on the final lap. He looked to easily be bringing home P3, but I bet you he runs out of gas too. Yep, there he goes to the bottom. You can see that thing jumping. He's out of gas. He's a lap short. So he runs out of gas, and Dan McLaren says, well, I got plenty left in the tank here. He's hauling the mail upstairs. That's how he brings it home. Good job there by Dano. Wins the Rebels, comes out here and runs P3 in the Renegades. What more can you want for the man up north? Absolutely killer run there for Dan McLaren. Let's pull him up, man. I tell you what. Oh, man, I'm good at that, Dan. You know I am. Hey. Shame on me. Brother, I'll tell you, man, I knew you were going to be good again. I told you that. This is one of your tracks. You won't say it, but I know it. I've raced with you long enough. And, you're hanging out there inside the top 5, coming to the white flag, and, well, a Bandy runs out of gas. And then one more guy runs out of gas. What were you thinking when you inherit P3, man?
I can't imagine what they're feeling right now. Like that just sucks. But hey, I'll take it. But
hey, I'm going to be devil's advocate here, Dano, because it does suck. But let's be honest, and it's is it huge? Maybe not, but weight in a sprint car is a big deal. So, if they were out there running with less fuel than you and you were still kind of hauling the mail, hanging out with them, that's got to do a number for your confidence. Were you close? Did you have to worry about it like those guys did?
I didn't even think to look. I know I went down a couple gallons, but I don't think I was as close as they were. And yeah, it caught me off guard. I'm like, well, you just run out of gas? And then I was like, well, did John just run out of gas too? And I was like, okay, I'll take third.
Yeah, it looked like, I knew what happened to Bandy there right away. And obviously coming to the line, I'm watching the leaders and I see your car roll across P3. And I'm like, wait, what happened? Klimowicz was going to have this no problem. And I went back and looked at it. And you had to go out there. You earned both these. So, you put yourself right there in the top 5 and you never know what can happen, man. Hell of a job on the back-to-back podiums here. Winning the Rebels, P3 and the Renegades. That's a great night, Dan. Congrats. Who you want to thank?
Not a bad night of racing, that's for sure. Well, first off, congrats to Chad Chad on the win and Patrick on second. Definitely didn't have anything for those two guys, but sharing the podium with them is that's pretty cool. Just you for the broadcast, everyone for the league, everyone over at Venom Racing, Born to Foam, warming you up 1 inch at a time, Marquee Manufacturing, and JRB Designs. I don't know if I said that already. And this nice, refreshing cold beer that I'm drinking.
Well, hey, you earned it, Dano. Congrats, man. Enjoy it. Can't wait to talk to you again next week.
Thanks, man. Have a good night.
Dan McLaren bringing home P3, and now we get to talk to the man who brought home P2. Oh, Patrick, you showed him the hand a little bit too early, brother. If we could rewind it, go back and do it again. Do you think you wait maybe another lap or two? Make sure you can seal off the run coming out of 4. I mean, it was fun to watch. You gave him everything you had.
And if I would have known the slider was that quick, I would have waited. I was just trying to throw the kitchen sink at it, and then I threw the slider the one time in 3 and 4, and I didn't see him. And I was like, man, am I that far ahead? And they finally pulled out. I thought I was going to nail him. So, yeah, caught me off guard, and then he went bottom, and he just drove away from me on the bottom there, and there was no catching him then. So I just rode around the middle to seal off second.
Yeah, it was almost, and, you know, I mean, it was, he kind of snookered you there. It was almost like he knew he'd have that bottom off of 4 in his pocket. You know, I hadn't talked about it all night. I didn't think it was there. I didn't really see a lot of guys using it. I mean, did you know that, you know, it was down there at least worth a try? Because, well, I mean, first off, I think if you did know, you probably would have done it yourself. But, I mean, how shocked were you that they're, you know, with that run he got off of 4?
Super shocked. It's always a crapshoot here, especially I think there's only 16 cars, so the track didn't get real slick. Because even 1 and 2, like if you ran a line off the cushion like down, it was pretty quick there, and so you're always guessing, especially when you don't have a lot of cars on the track. So I didn't think it was gonna be that quick because it went away. I was running 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 all in the bottom of the first half of the race, and then Chad just blew my doors off on the outside. So I didn't think it was going to go back down to the inside with as little cars as we had.
Yeah, and, you know, I mean, I was going to ask you that question because it's similar to what I asked Jeff. Now, obviously, you know, when you're kind of running out front, you don't want to really change up what you're doing. But we all know, is it a real line? Maybe not. But here at Knoxville, you know, you always get those, 4 or 5 laps where you can kind of ride above the cushion in 1 and 2. Did you think about going up there before Chad came? Because it was getting close to that time, but, man, it was just another moment where Chad literally hit the lap it came in. You know, I mean, the way he worked the bottom off the floor, it was like he knew which line was going to be fastest. But did you ever think to go up there and play defense early, or were you just committed to that bottom?
I was committed to the bottom just because there wasn't that many cars, and there was still, it looked like the top third of the track was still tacky, so I didn't think the top was going to be that quick. And then I went up there, and the first couple laps, I mean, you could just pin it against the cushion, and it would just bring you around. And then 3 and 4 got a little iffy, and I biked it and got on the wall and took some damage. So 3 and 4 was definitely trickier than 1 and 2, but I wasn't expecting the top to come in that quick.
Well, man, at the end of the day, you know, the last couple laps he pulled away from you there, but it was a dog fight there with about 7, 8 to go. It was fun to watch, Patrick. Hell of a job, man. Good points night here with the P2. Who you want to thank, brother?
Just you for the awesome broadcast you do and everything you do for the league. Jack, Jeff, and Dean for running the league. I think D&T Designs, I think, for JRB Designs.
JRB, pretty close.
Yeah, JRB for the series and the paint on my car. And then Dad back home watching.
Well, hell of a run, man. Congrats. Like you say, not where you want, but great points night, man. Can't wait to talk to you again next week.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Patrick Spangler bringing home P2, and now we get to talk to the man who got it done, Chad Griggs. Boy, oh boy, man, you were walking away with this thing. Then obviously restarts. You know, that makes things interesting. Patrick gets a shot at you there, and I mean, he threw that slider line. You answered it perfect, but what made my jaw hit the damn floor, Chad, and I think Patrick's as well. Did you know you were going to have that bottom coming off of 4? I mean, you pulled that out of your pocket at the perfect time. I mean, I don't know if you were looking at the relative. You cleared him by about 3.5 tenths coming off of 4. I mean, you hit the nitrous when you needed to. That was unbelievable. That was well timed. Good race tonight. How we feeling?
Good, thank you. Yeah, so I saw him for a couple of laps there in 3 and 4. He was running that slider line, and it was really fast. And I was like, I'm not really messing up that bad on the top. Is the slider line that much faster? And I guess it was. And so when he got around me there on that one, I was like, all right, we're gonna throw a haymaker at it here. And I said, the bottom looks like if I hit it right, I can make it stick. So just went down there in 3 and 4, and like you said, yeah, it was there, and I was able to hit it and not mess it up. So I was like, okay, well, if it's there and it's that good, then I'm just going to finish out the race on the bottom. I can make it work. And then I tried the bottom after that in 1 and 2, and it was okay. It was a little tougher to hit, but I was like, I'm just gonna make the bottom work. It seems to be faster than anything else, so we'll just ride the rest of the race out there.
Well, you basically answered my next question there, because I was going to say when you found that, obviously that's the line to kind of hold and be defensive, but brother, you make it look so much easier than the rest of us can do it. I mean, were you nervous? Because we both know when the bottom there, especially in the middle of 3 and 4, man, is that thin. I mean, one mistake, and Patrick can get that all back, even if the outside maybe isn't the place to be. It's just that easy to mess up. So were you nervous, or did you have that confidence that, I'm not going to blow this thing. I'll be able to roll it on the bottom the rest of the way?
I wasn't. I was a little bit nervous when I went in there that first time in 3 and 4, because I didn't really know what was there, where, if it was going to hold the car. And when I saw that I could hit it, okay, it's there and it's fast. Then the next lap I hit 1 and 2, and it was really good too. I was like, okay, I was just nervous the first time going back down there after running the top most of the second half of the race, basically. So after that, it wasn't bad. As long as I knew the bottom was there and I could get the car to hook and hold it, I was good.
As I accidentally muted my mic there to blow my nose, forgot to unmute it. Sorry about that, chat. Heck of a run, man. Congratulations. Like you say, this was a fun one to watch because, let's be honest. Patrick there, and you kind of talked about it. When he found that slider, he was the quicker car, but when he caught you, I mean, you pulling that out of the hat there, going to the bottom, that was sick, man. I mean, nobody else was doing that on the bottom of 4, and you did it when it mattered there in the battle for the lead. That was a lot of fun to watch. Hell of a job, Chad. Who you want to thank on the big win?
Thank you for the broadcast. Thank C2C for the league, all the admins, that make everything work. And thank my team, TJM. And that's it.
Well, hey, man, hell of a run. Congrats. Can't wait to talk to you again next week. Give him hell, brother.
Thanks, Shaggy.
Chad Griggs picks it up, and here we are watching that move, that race-winning move. You could see Patrick throw that slider on him, and Chad says, well, I'm going to throw it back on you here. Let's just, what? Let's reminisce here. This was a quick show tonight. Patrick going to look to come back here on the outside, and Chad says, nope. He's like, I'm just going to stay right down here because I found something. And I mean, look at that thing. Those front wheels are straight, dude. That is what I'm saying. You don't want any wheel into that thing. He is driving it with the gas pedal. That thing is straight the whole way, center off, and unbelievable that he can make a sprint car handle like that on the bottom. And that is the race-winning move for Chad Griggs. So with that, we're going to wrap it up here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I'm Zach Chapman saying so long for the week. I'll be back next Monday here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Well, I should say, I don't want it to happen, but if we would get a terrible storm on Thursday and Adam wouldn't mind giving me the spot back, I'll be here Thursday. But barring a weather incident, I'm going to be gone. So I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV saying so long. But before I do say so long, big shout out to Gears Unlimited for coming on board, sponsoring the 358 Modifieds. And well, I mean, I think Dino's basically flipping the bill for the Rebels, so everybody out there needs to thank him for that. I don't know if he exactly wants that public, but I threw it out there, and let's try to find a sponsor here for that, because Dino knows everybody wants their races broadcasted. So Dino's the man for doing that. And of course, JRB Designs for sponsoring your Renegade Sprint cars. So have a good night. I'm Zach Chapman. Take it easy.